All right, this is an important topic here we're going to get into. So, as always, make sure you're ready to take some notes, have something to write with and write on. And again, we're taking notes not just to be able to repeat and just say, yeah, I watched it. No, we're taking notes that way you can apply these things because it's not really learned until you live it out. It's not really learned until you live it out, until you actually start to apply these things. And today we're going to be talking about conflict resolution. Conflict resolution 101. This is foundational things here. Now we have conflict. This is a part of our life, personally, professionally, in every area. You're going to deal with conflict. Like you can't avoid it, right? And I always tell people that without conflict, there can be no change. They go together. So if you and I are looking to change, looking to grow, because when you're growing, you're changing, and when you're changing, there's conflict there. Whether it's within yourself or dealing with other people or groups, or you're going to have conflict. Right? So without conflict, there can be no change. So we're going to be talking about the basics of resolving problems fast and fairly. How to resolve problems fast and fairly. Because look, conflict is in the workplace. It's not just uncomfortable. You're going to have it. It's uncomfortable, yes, but it's also costly. It costs money. It costs you success. It's going to cost you momentum. It's going to cost your team the results that you should be getting as the leader, or you should be getting for yourself when you don't know how to deal with conflict. And I see so many people in leadership positions and in positions where they want to grow, they really limit themselves. Why? Because they don't know how to deal with conflict. And actually, studies show that unresolved conflicts cost, look at this, the US, like in business, 359 billion annually. Let me say that again. Studies show that unresolved conflict costs the US in businesses 359 billion, that's billion with a B, annually each year in lost productivity because of employee turnover. Man, that's serious, right? So ignoring problems doesn't just make them disappear. It actually amplifies the frustration, and it begins to stop your progress and your growth. So we can't just ignore it. We can't avoid it. We have to learn how to embrace it, how to face it, how to resolve it, how to face it, how to embrace it, and how to solve it. Okay. So in this training, we're going to learn that. We're going to know how to deal with it face on, how to focus with fairness, collaborate to be able to bring solutions, and move your team forward, move yourself forward. So there's going to be 3 main points here. And as the other trainings, I'm going to get into what problems it creates for each of these points, what is the solution, and some very simple, practical things that you can start applying today to get a result today when it comes to conflict resolution. All right. So number 1, acknowledge the issue. Acknowledge it. You got to face it. Be brutally honest with yourself. Don't avoid it. Don't be in denial, right? Don't I'm just going to pretend it's not there. No, you have to face it. Acknowledge the issue, number 1. Avoiding just escalates the tension, and it creates more damage. It creates more division. It creates more destruction. It creates more problems. It creates more issues. It creates more stress. It creates all these things when you try to avoid the problems. Don't avoid it. Don't avoid the problem. Don't avoid the issue. We got to be facing it, be brutally honest first with ourselves, and then also be able to be honest with others. Okay. So just know that the problem is when you start to avoid it, it creates more problems for you. So the problem is avoiding it, and it creates more problems. Come on. So this is what we need to do. We need to address the problem openly, but hey, respectfully. Because a lot of times people are like, well, I'm not afraid of dealing with problems, Richard. Like I'll deal with it, and I tell people how I think. And a lot of times they just can't handle it because it's not coming with that attitude. Yes, address it, but you have to address it openly and respectfully. Did you hear that part? It's not just you addressing it and you coming off like all defensive and mad and like aggressive. And that's not the point. See, that's where the emotional intelligence comes in as well. So it's not just the fact that you're addressing it. That's great. But you have to do it with intelligence, emotional intelligence. You have to do it respectfully because you want to have conflict resolution. Otherwise, you can have a conflict and an issue and a problem, and the way you deal with it, you're dealing with it, great job, but you can actually amplify it and create other problems that you never had on the table to begin with. but now you're creating other problems because you didn't deal with it correctly, right? So here's some practical tips here when it comes to, hey, let me deal with it openly and respectfully. So number one, have neutral language. Don't like get all defensive and like this is just what it is. Have neutral language. I noticed some tension regarding 10 lines. Let's address it. I've noticed some tension regarding some of the deadlines there. Can we talk about it? It's neutral, right? Even though maybe you're frustrated, you're like, come on, man, like we just need to get things going. And here you are resisting our deadlines, you're resisting what we need to do, you're not being a team player. Maybe you feel that way. And maybe it's true. But the way you approach this, you're going to either resolve it or amplify it. This is where we need to have emotional intelligence and have some maturity here and have some neutral language. Say, hey, I've noticed some tension. I've noticed that you're kind of resisting this when it comes to this project and these new things. Can we just talk about it? You see the difference between like, come on, man, like you already know we need to do this. This is your job. Just do it. It's not going to help anything, right? So you want to be able to validate. This is the second part right here. You want to be able to validate emotions. Because if you just go and just, disregard how they feel, what they believe, what they think about it, it's going to make them more defensive. It's going to make them, more divisive, more reactive. It's going to make them not to come into alignment. You're not going to be able to resolve that conflict. So you want to be able to validate their emotions. So number one, have neutral language where you're not just getting on them. Hey, let's talk about this. Number two, you want to validate emotions. Hey, I understand this is frustrating. I understand that this is, hard. I understand this is difficult. I understand that you're worried. I understand that this feels like it's a lot. I understand that you're overwhelmed. I understand that this is validating their emotions. Number three, avoid blaming or assuming. Have you ever heard that when you spell assume, A-S-S-U-M-E, it makes an ass out of you and me? When you break up that word, A-S-S-U-M-E, when you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me. You don't want to have assumptions. You don't want to blame. When you blame, you be lame. You start to like make yourself weak and cripple yourself and cripple the situation when you start to blame. So you don't want to blame. You want to avoid blaming and avoid assumptions and focus on mutual goals. How can we come into alignment? How can we walk together to be able to figure this out? Because we're both grown people. We're both, people who are in control. I'm not trying to control you, and you're not going to try to control me, but we're going to talk about this and we're going to control the situation. We're going to come up with some resolution. Yes? So the three things: have neutral language, right? Hey, I see this as an issue here. Let's talk about it. It's neutral. Let's talk about it. Let's address it. Validate their emotions. Hey, I understand that you feel this way. Let's talk about it. And don't blame, don't assume. Focus on how we can come together and figure this out, okay? So that's number one. Acknowledge the issue. Don't avoid it. Acknowledge it, and let's begin to face it. Number two, now that you're acknowledging it and you're facing it, you want to, number two, focus on the facts. You don't want to get caught up in the feelings. You want to focus on the facts. When you get caught up in the feelings, you're dealing with this, and this is where you react. This is where you get defensive and offensive, and you're like, this, and you start to fight, and you start to get distracted. No. Get to the head, right? Introduce your emotions to your mind, and you want to focus on the facts, right? Emotional arguments, they begin to mess up your production, productive communication, conversations. It just begins to get distracted and derailed, and it gets very confusing. So you want to focus on the facts. Stick to the objective. Stick to the details. Stick to what is real. Stick to the numbers. Stick to what really happened, not assuming, not just, hey, I feel this way. Well, what really happened here? What are the facts? So how do we do this? How do we focus on the facts? Here's some practical tips here. So you want to use data and examples, right? So this is where you use numbers. Numbers don't lie. Numbers don't have feelings. Numbers are just boom. It is what it is. So for an example, the report was late twice last month, which delayed, our ability to help our clients. That's facts. The report was late twice last month. Your amount of calls wasn't hitting your KPIs. Look at these numbers. Numbers don't lie. Your amount of follow-ups the way that you did the numbers here, this is the way we're supposed to be doing it. As you can see here, you're showing, you're proving, you're not just assuming, you're not just sharing how you feel, you're not just sharing out of frustration, you're sticking to the facts. Yes? So use data and examples. Another thing is to reframe issues as problems to solve together. For an example, how can we prevent this from happening in the future? How can we? Not like, hey, you need to fix this. That's one way to do it. But again, we're trying to create an agreement here to bring down their defensiveness. Yes, we're going to get them to fix their own problem. Yes, it doesn't mean you're going to go and fix all this for them, but even the way you communicate it, saying you're reframing the issues as problems to solve together. You're reframing the problem as something you can solve together by just saying, hey, how can we prevent this in the future? And then you let them talk. Okay? What are some ideas of what you can do differently to make this happen, and how can I support? You see how it's a we thing, not like just you. This brings down their defensiveness. So this is a great way to really diminish the power, bring down the emotion so there's less reactions by focusing on the facts, right? So number 3, offer a win-win situation. So now that we acknowledge the issue, right, we're not avoiding it, we're using neutral language, we're addressing it, we're validating their emotions, we're not blaming, we're not assuming, but at the same time, we come over here, we're focusing on the facts. Yes, we're not getting distracted with all the issues. We're focusing on the facts. We're bringing proof. We're bringing numbers. We're reframing the conversation to show like, hey, I'm with you on this. We're going to solve it. I can support you, but you're going to clean up your own mess, right? And then this is where we offer a win-win solution. See, one-sided solutions create resentment. Like, this is what you're going to do. Like, yeah, maybe, especially if you're their boss, they'll do it because they have to. Like your kids, go clean your room or else you can't play. You can't do this. I'm going to take away your phone. I'm going to take away your games. Ah, fine. Like, and they go do it. They'll do it because they have to, not because they want to. Now, we want them to want to. That's where they're going to do it better, right? Like when they have to do it, they're going to do just enough, just to keep their job, just to keep their phone, just to keep their games. But when they want to do it, when there's something that is benefiting them, that there's something in it for them, now they're not going to just do just enough. They're going to put their heart into it. They're going to want to do it right. This is where you want to offer a win-win solution. So a one-sided solution, that's going to create resentment and them doing just enough. So what do you want to do? You want to collaborate with the solution that has mutual benefits, right? Yes, you're going to fix this. Yes, this is a problem that you created. Yes, you're the one that's going to fix it. I'm going to support you, right? And I'm going to win, and you're going to win too. Even if their winning is keeping their job. Even if their winning is, not being suspended, not getting written up. That's a win-win. That's fine. You can use those type of things, but just make sure there is a benefit, a mutual benefit for you both. Because when they do it, now you're going to win as well. The team is going to win. Hey, I want you to win. But if you keep doing this, this is going to create this problem. And I don't want that for you. You see, it's a different thing than like, just, you need to do this or you're going to get written up. You're going to do this or you're going to get suspended or you're going to get fired. No, I see your greatness. I see these things in you. I see that you're better at this. This doesn't match you. So what can we do to solve this? What are some ideas that you have? Okay, you can do that. Is there anything that you need from me? Because if this keeps happening, then I'm going to have to write you up. If this keeps happening, you're going to have to get fired. And I don't want that. I know that you're better than this. You see how it's a whole different tone, a whole different energy there? So here's some practical tips here. Brainstorm together. So ask them, what's important to you in resolving this? Like, what would be important to you? What would be your benefit in resolving this? Just ask them. And then commit to an action plan. And you could say this, let's both agree to check in weekly to make sure that this is happening. So can we meet next week? Can we meet tomorrow? Now that you've come up with that win-win solution, like, okay, you're going to do this, great. So let's meet tomorrow at the end of the day to make sure that you did this. And if you need any help in between, let me know, right? And so you're getting them focused. You're helping them to reframe that they're not alone. You're not just putting all it on them. You're supporting them. You're there. You see the goodness in them. You see the greatness in them. You see that they're better than this, but you're not letting them off the hook, right? You're brainstorming with them. Hey, why is this important for you to solve this? Why would it be important for you to not keep coming in late? Okay, well, great. Well, what is something that you can do? All right, let's check in at the end of this week. Let's check in tomorrow. Let's check in at the end of the month to follow up with this. And then you put it on the calendar and you make sure you follow up. Yes? So here's an exercise that I want you to do to begin to put this into practice. Okay. So I want you to conflict brainstorm. So in a small group, 3, 4 people, small group, share a recent conflict and discuss how today's strategies can can bring some solution for you there. So what are some problems, some conflicts that you recently had in the workplace? Maybe it's something personal if you can't think of something in the workplace. And now in your small groups, 3 to 4 people, bring up a problem, put it on the table, share what happened, and then now apply what you just learned here and how this could have led to a better resolution. Hey, me being more neutral here, me sharing a win-win thing, me not avoiding it because I avoided it, I created other problems. Whatever it looks like, I want you to apply what you learned here in that situation, reflect on it, and how you could have did something differently and how it would have led to a better solution, better resolution, okay? Now, conflict resolution turns obstacles into opportunities and for growth, for more success. Conflict is going to come with everything that you do. You can't avoid it. So when you learn how to embrace it, how to face it, embrace it, resolve it, man, it's gonna really set you up for success and a higher quality of life. Okay. So this is happening by what? By you addressing the issue, sticking to the facts, finding a win-win solution for everybody, and create a stronger relationship with the people. And now you have a collaborating workplace where you know, like, okay, yeah, I messed up, but it's okay. I'm gonna be supported. This is gonna be resolved. I can fix it. It creates a whole different vibe and energy where everybody starts to win. So here's some call to actions for you here that I want you to start to put into practice. Number 1, reflect on one unresolved conflict and plan how you're going to address it this week. So what is something you've been avoiding? Come on, be brutally honest. Write it down. If there's more than one, okay, write them all down, and then let's deal with one this week and one the next week. So that way we don't keep letting it pile up and letting it build up. And don't think like, oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, it's been a long time. I don't want to bring it up now. No, you need to learn how to have conflict resolution. So number 1, reflect on one unresolved conflict and plan on how you're going to address it this week. Number 2, role play the conflict with somebody. So that way you can, kind of build yourself, your confidence in how you're going to approach that conflict. Role play it. Hey, somebody in your work, like if you have a conflict with somebody at work that you need to deal with, role play it with somebody else. That way you can get more confidence on how you're going to approach it, what you're going to say, how you're going to say it. So that way you can deal with it ASAP. Number 3, share your success stories in the next session. So the next one, I want you to get into the group, share, hey, remember last time we were talking about those things in conflict resolution? I did it. I applied it. Woo, it worked. It did this. This is how it came out. When you start to share those testimonies, those success stories, it encourages everybody else to want to do it more. So again, this is the Conflict Resolution 101. Remember, you can't avoid it. Without conflict, there can be no change. So learn how to do these things, practice it, apply it, and it will change your life. See you in the next training.